back to Cham Pols, episode 2 of my Seed World project. Now, I am so thankful for y'all and the support in the first episode. It got at least 80 views at the time I'm recording this, so thank you. That means so much to me. Also, I'm sorry this episode took out so long. I had an eye infection and a bunch of other family and personal issues. So, you know what? Now, I'm gonna record it now. So, sorry for it. Sorry that it took a month or something like that. If you don't know what Cham Pols is a seed world. A seed world is an alien world that is seeded with Earth life by another intelligent life form. Now, there's something I had to confess that I did not confess in the last episode. Cham Pols was in the Kahara era in the last episode, 0 to 7 million years post-seeding. But it's over now. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. But now Cham Pols is in the Surtha era, 7 to 10 million years. Here was a size comparison of the last episode. As you can see, not many animals were all so big. But in this episode, that will change. I also forgot to go over to some more of the plant life that live on Cham Pols, as well as other things, such as water lilies or nymphea, algae, duckweed, bamboo, seagrass, kelp, kumpusa, rubber trees, gimbo-limbo trees, sago palms, limber, oak trees, lady ferns, Mexican butterfly weeds, which are a type of milkweed, sword ferns, moss, and decomposing mites to make sure cycle of decay. However, decomposing mites are not the only thing that are regulating the cycle of decay. Earthworms and fungus are also on the main menu of decomposition. Saltwater snails are there for the lobsters to eat. However, most of the lobsters now have reverted to different species and now cannibalism, as well as feasting on the saltwater snails. Freshwater snails are in the brackish and freshwater of the Cham Pols, being eaten by the pistis catfish. Here's the new map of Cham Pols. As you can see, not much has really changed. However, the crack on Tungulus has gotten bigger, and Strills is rising out of the water. And because of this, it's moving closer to Tungulus. Soon, they might collide. Melos has also been developing a crack in its surface. A lineage of banana has evolved on Cham Pols. This is the hard bananas. Now, hard bananas might not seem like a very weird name. I mean, it might just sound like the peels are just hard. But the peels are not the only thing that are keeping you from eating it. It's the poison. The poison is similar or even worse than pistachios, as eating so much of it can kill you unless you manage to get the peels off and eat the flesh inside, which is good. You ain't getting through. And if you do bite through, you're going to get really sick, or you might even get killed. Here is the ripper butterfly. Ripper butterflies have ant-like mandibles. They flutter around and snatch up any monarch butterflies and baby chameleons. However, they are mostly scavenging, but they get their name from ripping through flesh and tissue. A lineage of pointed beak fowl has evolved a stumpier beak and a longer neck. This is the stump beak fowl. The stump beak fowl feasts on mangoes and grasses. They are completely herbivorous, unlike their omnivorous ancestors, only feasting on these. But they're always preyed on. This is the thornamillion. Thornamelians are also omnivores, like their spicamelian ancestors. They've climbed down from the tropical forests and now de-evolved their grasping hands into normal lizard-looking hands. This allows them to run away from predators and to chase certain species of grasshoppers. They only really eat bugs, but however they are omnivorous. But they are not top predators. This are cannibal chameleons. The cannibal chameleon eats its own kind when they're babies, like Komodo dragons. That's why babies climb to the trees. But cannibal chameleons can't climb trees as they are too heavy and rarely even attempt it, as they don't like it and spend most of their day hunting on the ground for stumpbeak fowls and thornamelions. They are the apex predator of the tropical plains. Now, when you look at a mango tree, not much seems also bad about it. However, take a closer look, you might find something interesting. The mango hopper. The mango hopper is a species of grasshopper that decided to climb the mango trees and now feast on the mangoes. They only eat mangoes, as of which their color scheme has adapted to blend in with mangoes, how normal grasshoppers are either brown or green to blend in with plants. These guys blend in with the mangoes. Juveniles are completely green, but as they age, they turn orangish and red. They devour mangoes and never leave the trees, even having their nymphs in the trees. On the forest floor of the tropical jungles and tropical plains, you might find a burrow hopper. Burrow hoppers are a lineage of grasshopper that have decided to take their steps underground, digging up burrows. They do this in order to escape predators and to live their lives. They eat roots, worms, and other plants that they might find down in the dungeons of the ground. These bugs are somewhat social, connecting each other's burrows into super burrows, as I like to call them. These super burrows can reach up to 8 feet long. Now, in any river of Cham Pols, there's not much really there. But you take a deep look underneath, you might find some stuff. This are the algae swimmers. Algae swimmers are a lineage of grasshopper that have decided to make their curious steps into the water. This has now allowed them to be an aquatic bug. They feast on algae and seagrass that you can find in these rivers. However, they will also feast on pistis catfish eggs. But they've also been given the term semi-aquatic, as they really temporarily only leave the water to lay their young. Nymphs instantly run to the rivers like a sea turtle. But they are prey for the sharp-toothed pistis. The sharp-toothed pictus is like a pictus catfish, but grown sharper teeth. They eat the algae swimmers and any other small little fish or freshwater snails that swim around. They're like tiny little sharks swimming around and even dipping their fins out of the lakes and rivers like a pictus catfish. They are the apex predators of the rivers. Now we move over to the island of Tink. The only animal that has evolved on Tink are the saber-fowls. The saber-fowls are the apex predators of Tink, stalking around and eating small chameleons and other small chicks that are carnivores and stalk these plains on Tink. Now we move into the waters of Tink. These are the normal oceans where you'll find the sea grazer. The sea grazer is a lineage of basher lobster that has turned into a completely herbivorous animal. They've evolved 4 sets of pincher-like structures The two smaller ones are used to pick seagrass and kelp and shove it down their mouth, while the other larger are helped to help them walk across the ocean floor and to bash any predator that attempts to eat them. They can often find in little tiny herds, as that what we call them now. But they have a predator. This is the sea royal. The sea royal is a lineage of normal lobster. They hunt the sea razors and feast on their flesh. They're mostly found in the oceans around Tink, however. That's why they're also called the Tink lurker. Sea royals are the biggest lobsters so far. Their name is given sea royal, their species. Male sea royals are called sea kings. Females are called sea queens. Baby sea kings are called sea princess, and sea royal queens are called sea princesses, giving them their name, sea royals. The only animal living in the shrublands is the shrubomillion. The shrubomillion is a small little herbivore. They climb against shrubs and eat the leaves on there. They also eat the prickle pear cactus fruits. They have developed 4 little sacs on their throat. They use these sacs to chirp like birds and make complex songs with one another to help each other find each other. Here is a size comparison of all the animals mentioned today in a scale chart. As you can see, animals have gotten fairly large in this episode. If you'll have trouble seeing the mango hopper, he's very tiny. But as you can see, this is the size comparison of this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If y'all heard any car noises or any other noises in the background, I'm deeply sorry for that. But with that out of the way, see you next time. Goodbye.